Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in, thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased about to bring you this Undone watch. I don't know if I've said before, but I love sports. You probably couldn't tell, but I do love sports. I used to play a lot of football growing up and whatever, but as I've got older, one of my favourite sports is Formula One. I've always liked cars and stuff, but it's one of the few sports that me and my wife both share as a love and a passion. So it's one that we really watch. So I was contacted by Undone a little while ago saying they're doing a collaboration with the Williams team over at Formula One to create a couple of watches. There was a couple to choose from. I chose the automatic. It's got a high beat Miyota movement, so I'm thinking cracking. At the time, they weren't released at any press, so I didn't even know what it looked like until it arrived. So it's almost like a blind unboxing. I've had time with it now, but so I'm in a pretty good position to tell you what I think. I'm going to leave a link to the watch, but like I said, there's a couple to choose from. Is it the collaboration you've been looking for? If you're a fan of the Williams team, which there's lots of people that are, you got Alex Albon, you got Carlos Sainz over there, fantastic drivers. Is this watch going to be for you? Because I love F1. I'm all for it. I'm loving these collaborations, and it's also nice to see collaborations where, with all due respect, it's not a more premium brand, where it's more affordable because you got the Rolexes and the tags and stuff that a lot of people can't afford. So this gives you an opportunity to dip your toe in the water, have a watch that's nice, that has the collaboration with a Formula One team. I'm here for it. So we're going to get there together. We're going to find out, is it all that in a bag of chips? So I'm going to stop going on. It's about that time to get yourself a nice beverage, a nice brew. Get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. Another Undone. This is my second Undone. Hopefully not my last. I like the idea of the collaboration with Formula One and the Williams team. Inside, I think the packaging is pretty similar. It's supposed to look a little bit nice on the outside, so I'll bring that up now so you can have an idea of what to maybe expect. It comes with a warranty card, not signed unfortunately. You can use the QR code to get the instruction manual and stuff, but foam, keeping it in safe in transit. And this is the watch. I didn't have any idea really of what the watch was going to look like when I agreed, because I wanted them to send me some stuff and they couldn't. Ideally, I'd always like to have a look at the watch beforehand. They said to me what the offerings were. I'm not a big fan of chronographs generally, so obviously I went for the automatic, given it's got a Miyota movement inside, so that's more up my street. I'll put everything to the side, and then we can concentrate on the watch itself. So this is the FW47. They've collaborated with lots of different people before. It's the first collaboration I've seen from Undone where they're working with a Formula One team. Formula One, I love it. Me and my wife watch it all the time. Our favourite drivers, I like Alex Albon, I like Carlos Sainz, both from Williams. We also like Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, anyone but Max Verstappen really. To be honest, great driver, not a very nice person, doesn't come across that way. But let me put the crown in. But we'll stop talking about Formula One because you want to look at the watch. So yeah, the FW47. Inside the watch, it's running a Miyota 9122 movement. It's the first time I had this movement in. I'm always here for the 9000 series of movements. I even like the 8000 really. I've given them some stick that's probably not warranted really. But yeah, this one's a 26 joules. This one's running pretty much bang on time, to be honest. I think it's about 2 seconds faster day, I would guess. But yeah, I haven't got a time grapher still. I know I should buy one, but I haven't got one yet. But yeah, 9122, 40-hour power reserve, 26 joules, 28,800 beats per hour because it's a high beat movement. And yeah, first time I had it in, loving it. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal on the front and back and the strap, is all stainless steel. It's got a nice DLC coating on it, done really nicely actually. I like the way that's been done. So that's the bezel, case, outer part of the exhibition case back, and the hardware, stainless steel with a PCD coating, excuse me. The case thickness of the watch is 13.9 millimeters, which is a bit surprising given it's got a Miyota movement. The crystal makes up a bit of that, but yeah, generally I wouldn't have expected it to be quite so thick. The case diameter I measure from in between the pushers, it was coming at 39.8 millimeters. And when you include the crown and the pushers, it's coming at 43.2 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. Can make it a bit of a strap monster. And the lug to lug, tip to tip of the watch is 47.5 millimeters. So not bad proportions. Probably could have done being a bit thinner. I'm not sure why it's quite so thick, but it is what it is. The bezel is fixed on here. Looks like it's really integrated into the case nicely. Crown situated over at the 3 o'clock position. Push-pull crown. Nicely signed. Exhibition case back. It's pressed down. So it did make it a little bit more interesting, getting the case back off for the shot of the movement. It's very difficult, well, at least for me, not to damage it. You normally there's an area where there's an indentation. You push the tool in, it opens. But mineral crystal on the back. It'd have been nice to have seen sapphire, given the price, which I'll bring up in front of me. But it is what it is. Again, the strap is really comfortable. It's a tyre pattern they've put it down as. It's got a quick release as well, which is good. Makes it nice and easy if you want to change it out and stuff. And given it's 20mm lug width, it's not too difficult to do, is it? Which is good. Pin buckle clasp, all signed with Undone on there. And yeah, all that good stuff. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal. And given the amount of domage, I'm not disliking the clarity really. I use 3 different lights for these videos, and it's kind of inevitable there's going to be a bit of bounce, bit of glare on it, but it's not too bad given the sort of crystal. The water resistance has been 100 meters. That'll give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance, and the weight will appear in the top right. So as it is, well, this leather strap is coming at 78.8 grams. So not bad at all. But now let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail, because there's a bit going on the dial, and I'm not saying, I don't like to be slanderous, but I think it's too busy for me. I'll be honest. You got a minute track going around the outer edge. In numerals inside of that, or outside of that, should I say, it's numerals from in increments of 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. Minute track inside that. You got blue battens everywhere except for the 3 and 9 o'clock position, given that's where you've got the, because it's a calendar. So you've got at the 3 o'clock, you got the month. At the 9 o'clock, you got the day of the week. Down at the 6, you got the date. You'll see the left rest of the date wheel up at the 12 o'clock position. An awful lot going on there. I think it's a bit too busy, I'll be honest. I think this is one of those watches where, when you're in collaboration with Formula One, some of the best engineering in the world, pioneers for motorsport, I think there was a real opportunity to really get a hold of that. Nice, clean, sleek designs, sort of highlighting some of the stuff from Formula One would have been great. I don't think they've nailed it personally. I'll be honest. It looks like a couple of eyes now. It makes me look. I think that it looks like an owl. That's what I see when I look at. I see an owl's face because of the eyes. Yeah, it's not really speaking to me loads. I'll be honest. Cluttered dial. You got a second in the centre. You see the blue second hand going around, in keeping with the battens. At the 9, you got the day. At the 3 o'clock, you got the month. So just tying everything together. But you got the minute and hour hand, which is, you can see, but it's not the easiest given how busy the dial is. And on top of that, I'll bring the loom up now so you can have a little butchers of the loom. The loom isn't bad, nor is it good. I would like to have seen probably better loom, just to sort of, as one of the features of the watch. I thought that could be one of the things they do, but they haven't gone for it. They've put on okay loom. I wouldn't necessarily say it was bad, but I wouldn't say it was good. So yeah, could have been done better, but I guess it could have been done worse as well. But for a price that's not insignificant, I think the loom could have been better. They could have gone for it, put a bit more on there, but they haven't bothered. And I guess them are the breaks at times, guys. What can you do? But yeah, like I said a moment ago, we'll take the crown out all the way to sort of there. So what we'll do, we'll scroll through. We'll see when the date changes over. But bang on, I won't argue without that. So what we'll do now, we'll go to the 8:10 position, or ish, and then we can have a look at the dial. So I'll put it all the way back in. Take it out. If you scroll through towards you, you'll see the day changing over. If you scroll away from you, that's the day, and then we touch the crown up at the 2. That's when you go through the month and all that good stuff. But that's everything going on there. And when you put it back in, you can tighten it to add some juice into it. And that's everything going on there. That's the dial, hands, indices, movement, loom. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. One moment, guys. Okay, so this is what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is a 7¼ inch wrist for your reference. And it's not too bad. The size for me is not too bad. The thickness is, like I said, a bit of the crystal, but I don't understand why it's so thick. But generally, there's some nice parts of this watch, but all I can see is the owl's face. What about you? What do you all think? Okay, so guys and girls, that will now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and pucker about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you know we start with pants. I like to kind of high with pucker. So what I think is pants about the watch. This one isn't perfect, unfortunately. I was really excited to get this in, given the opportunities there were for a really, really cool watch. I'm not slagging this off or anything. Never will do that on my channel. But there's a few things I'm going to say. First off, I'm going to say the thickness. The fact it's for almost 14mm thick with a Miyota movement inside is just, yeah, not necessary. The dial is just so cluttered. There's way too much stuff going on there. And it was just disappointing to see. Like I said, I can't not see the owl's face now. The case back being a mineral crystal and pressed down, I think when you pay sort of almost $800 for a watch, I think you can expect sapphire crystal on the back. I'd have preferred the screw down case back as well. Press is a bit of a nightmare. The general look, I just think there was so much opportunities to be able to really highlight Formula One in all its glory. I think they've attempted it. I'm probably missing certain things, but if it's not obvious, yeah, I think you should have made it a bit more. And execution, I just don't think the execution's there. I'll be honest, I just don't think it is. It's something that I was so excited to see, and unfortunately, yeah, it is what it is. So they're the things I'm going to say for pants. I'm going to go with the thickness, dial, case back, general look, and the execution of the watch. What I think is pucker. A few things. It's not a complete write-off. There's a few nice things on this watch. First off being the sapphire crystal, and like I said, I'm not really disliking the crystal clarity. That's the only reason I'm saying sapphire crystal as well, given it's not an inexpensive watch. Is the clarity for domage is nice. The movement, I do love the Miyota 9000 series movements, so I had to mention that. The leather strap, I like the way it's been done. I like how comfortable it is. I like the fact it's quick release, which is cool. And the functionality, there is nice functionality on it in terms of the calendar, like I say, day, month, date, boom. Nice, lovely jubbly. So they're the things I say for pucker is the sapphire crystal, movement, leather strap, and the functionality of watch. And that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And guys, you know, I'd say 90% of the time, maybe more, I always recommend watches because generally, I always get stuff in that I like. I'm not going to get stuff in I don't like. So, but this one has let me down a little bit, I'll be honest. I had an Undone before, really cool. This one, for me, is a bit of a miss, unfortunately, guys. So I'm going to say a big no. If you like this, then please pick one up. I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, it's a no from me. I'll bring the other one up, the chronograph, next to me. So maybe there's something more in keeping with your taste. That's like half the price. But yeah, something to think about. But guys and girls, as ever, please let me know what you think about this watch and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.